Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you here. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Tracy. Right, I'm going to make a start in just a minute. As I put up in group earlier, the book that I'm going to do next, it's a fairly simple, not simple, straightforward, but it's really good for stash busting. So we've all got stash that we should use up before we buy more, but we still buy more anyway. So before we get on with that, I just want to show you the next book, probably in about 3 or 4 weeks, that we're going to be working on in class. And it's called, or the papers are by Minte, and it's called Mediterranean Heaven, which just makes me want to go to Greece. But I nearly booked a holiday to Santorini, and the day after, when I logged on the internet to book the holiday, was the day they started having all their seismic activity. So that's on hold at the moment, but the book's ready. So I don't know if you can see from here, all this has been laid up, and these are all the die cuts, the cut aparts, and just bits of the paper that I've chopped up. The boat, again, is one of the die cuts, as is the little flag banner thing. Okay, so if I open it up, you do get these little envelopes with your die cuts. There's room there for a 7x7 photo. I've just put that on at the minute. Probably took a photo behind, but I didn't want to lose it. Then this page on the front, you've got pockets. These are some of the cut aparts, and photo mats in there. And then that opens up like that. This is one of the cut aparts, and it just tucks behind, and you can put your photo on there. There's a stacked pocket, and I've done it this way because I love the picture on it, and I didn't want to lose any of that. So I'll just pop these back in. Okay. And there is, in the middle of the pages, there is a pull out there, so you can put pictures or journaling, or if you want to put some more papers on, it's entirely up to you. Pop that back in. Oops. Okay, then you turn over again. I've actually put some more of the ephemera on there. Lift that up. We've got room for 2 of the small cut aparts. and some photo mats or journaling bits, and then at the back there's room for a 7x7 photograph or a 6x4 or whatever size you want. I'll probably cut that down to 7x5, but I didn't want to do it too small just in case. And move over to this page, and that's just one of the tags from the kit. I've just added some ribbon there. There's a photo mat again, 5x7. Open it up, and again you've got a large pocket, and that's a piece of the 6x6 paper pad. Again, you can put a 6x4 either landscape or portrait on there, and with some of the papers that's left over you could just stick some paper down the other side, but because it's not taken me away yet I can't take the photos, so I won't know what's going in there. Okay, again another pull out in the middle, and on this page we've got a belly band with a pull out, and you can, like I say, 6x4 photo, 7x5. Sometimes if there's just a small part I will cut my photos down, especially if I've got trees growing out of people's heads and things like that. On this side you lift your flap up, and again you've got your 2 corner pockets and room to put your photos in there. Okay, another pull out in here. You can put photos or journaling on. Again on this one, pulls out and we've got another layered pocket, and on this one I've just put one of the 6x4 pad pages on, just cut it a little bit bigger, and again you can put your photos on the back of that. And I've tended to keep that going along so you've got the full picture almost. Then on this side, that again is a section of the photo with of the papers, with some of the ephemera bits just stuck on at the bottom. This one you open out, oops, again there's a tag there and some more of the bits, and oops, a 6x4 photo, a 6x4 page to put your photos on the back. And some of these little I think they're olives, and the lemons and roses are from the ephemera pack as well. Turn that over, again you've got a pull out that I've stuck in. There you go. Just put some more photos on. Turn this over, it's on your back page. Open that out, and this pulls out. So on this you see there's quite a lot. Let's see if I can pull it across. These are cut aparts from the ephemera kit. Now you can put photos on here, you can do whatever you want. I've just put the papers on for now because I've not been able to get there. This again, I've left that so you could tuck a photograph behind it. There will be photos going on, but I'll just decide on the sizes and where I'm putting them when I get the photographs. Again, that just folds over, and then on the inside back cover, just one of the tags, and again I've done the pocket that way so you can just pop your photos on there and pop that in there. And the back of the tags are quite plain, so you can do some journaling on there if you wish. So that's the new one called Mediterranean Heaven. The kits are $29.99, and they will be in the shop. If I've done it right, they'll be there now. If not, they'll be there tomorrow. So yeah, so that'll be about 3 or 4 weeks and we get started on that one. Now for tonight's, this is the book we're going to do. Now the papers, as I said, it's a stash buster, so these are actually papers from a For the Boys retreat that Cal did 2 years ago, and this is what I had left. So these are the ephemera. This was cut from the cut aparts. So yeah, it's 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, which means if you've got a 6 by 6 pad, just put it on the front. So you open it up, and again you've got pocket on the front, photo mat, then there's room for a photo there. That isn't quite stuck down in case you want to tuck your photograph inside. Then again, there's a pocket on this side and just a photo mat there. There's a pull out for more photos there. Pocket on this side, and I've just tucked that photo mat under there. Again, I've just put pockets on those two. Photo mat, but I've put some of the ephemera over the top of it just to tie it all in. Another pocket on this one, which if you're using up papers is really good because you don't have to have a whole 6-inch piece. You can just have a 4 and a 2 and it will still work. Another pull out in the middle and a pocket on there. Another photo mat, again photo mat, and I've just, these aren't completely stuck down so that you can tuck the photographs behind them. Again, photo mats, so you can put a lot of photos in here. And again, this I didn't have quite enough, but I managed to use some of the 12 by 12 and fudge it that way. So you can, because of the size, you can have it either 6 by 4 portrait, yeah, portrait or landscape. Then pull out photo mat there, another one on that side. Again, these aren't completely stuck down because I want to be able to stick the photos just behind them. More photo mats, more bits of the ephemera, and these are all bits that I had left over from the kit. Another photo mat, oops. Again, just put your photo mats on. Again, you do get, with Minty, you do get these that you can cut out. But I've just gone with the die cut ones because I cut the ends off these so many times that I just gave up. And photo mat there, another place for photos there. Again, a pocket there if you're going to put, I don't know, go anywhere, and that can tuck underneath there when I've got a photo on. That's the back page, and then just a pocket there. This is actually one of the cut aparts, and all I've done is backed it on black card just to give it a bit more stability. Okay. Hi Helen, hi Nikki. How many pages does it have? It has 12 pages, but each fin like that, let me do it that way, that is one 12 by 12 sheet of card. So that's one set with 3 pages. That's another set. I don't know if you can see that on camera just there. So that's your 12 by 12. That's, whoops, another one. So they are in 3s where they're attached to the hinge. and that's another one. But there are 12 pages if you use 4 lots. If you want to extend your spine, you can put more in. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working for. Now, another one that I did use in the same technique was this one, which again was from, it was the leftovers from the Minte Woodland book, which I can't remember how long ago that was, but it didn't have as much paper left. So with this one, again, 1 6x6 paper on the front. That there is a pocket there, and that's just a cut down sheet. And again, now with this one, because there wasn't as much papers left, although I do still have some, I've just used the ephemera, and when you get your photo, she says, and she can't find anything, you'll be able to pinch one of these, get your photo and just tuck it behind like that, and again, pocket there, oops, and one in the middle. And again with this one, you've got, I've only glued it down there so that you can tuck it behind. You can just put something or journaling in the middle. Again, you can put your photo on a mount there, pocket there, oops, pocket in there. And again with this one, this isn't stuck down properly, so you could put your photo mat in there and then just tuck it under there as well. Again, that's a pocket there, and you can just tuck your photo mats in. So you will get quite a lot of photographs in this. If you're doing 6x4s, if you want to print 3x4, you could get more in. And again, that I've just left that loose at the top so you can put your photo there. And that one. So it is, so in total, you could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 28. I would say you could get about 30 6x4 photographs in this one book. So it's quite quick, and that's without putting any pockets, without putting any flaps on, without any lift up bits, so no flippy flappy bits that we are used to. And I will be doing them on this new book, but I thought I'd just show you that very plain and as is. So to start with, you need your grey board, which is cut at 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then your spine. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, I've slipped with my knife earlier. Got some things come up on my arm here, so I couldn't grip my knife, and then as I dropped it, tried to catch it, and that's what happened. So hubby's cut my grey board for me because I'm banned from using my craft knife for a little while. So we'll just pop them over to one side and concentrate on the pages today. Again, the papers I'm going to use are leftovers from an old Graphic 45 kit called Cottage Life. And I've got some of the 8x8s left, lots of the offcuts, and still got quite a few of the 12x12 papers left as well. So I thought that'd make a nice summary book. So to make the page, you need a 12 by 12 sheet of card. Now I would just double check, because some of the card that I've had previously, when I've measured it, hasn't actually been a proper 12 inches. So just be aware. Oh, it's that one. So yeah, that one's definitely 12 by 12. And then what you need to do is from the 6 inch, score down. Let me get my white pencil out, then you can see. Okay, turn it 90 degrees and score at the 6 inch mark on that one. Okay, then what you need to do is cut up one of these lines just to the centre, and I'm going to be good and use my trimmer. This is quite good because I can actually see, so I just need to cut up to that centre piece. Okay, then so your card then looks like that. And what you need to do is fold it back on itself, make sure it's straight, and burnish that down like that. Okay, then these two you fold back on themselves. Again, make sure it's straight. So now you have something that looks like that. Okay, and that is the start of one set of pages. So we need 4 of those to make our books. So I will let's do that again. So score at 6 inches. Oops. Spin it round and score again. Score at 6 inches, spin it round and score again. Now, because of the papers I'm using, like pinks and blues and things, I've actually gone with like a chocolate brown card. I did try white with it, but it didn't quite look right, and black looked a bit harsh, so I've gone with the brown. And it makes a change. Okay, so I'll score that down again. Move my scorer out of the way and bring my trimmer in. So put your score line just on the edge. Okay, so that one's put there. That one. And that one. Okay, now for the closures at the bottom, it needs to be 5 7/8 wide And then for the bottom of each page, it needs to be 4 1/8. So 1, 2, 4 1/8, 3, 4. So now with your pages, what we want to do is, that's one page, that's another, and we need something for the bottom of here. So your hinge will go in that bit there. So we need something, and that's where the pockets come in. So on these, you need to score at 2 inches and 2 1/8. So that just shows you it's got a little gusset. So if you fold on those lines, okay, and then you want to glue that I topped up earlier and can't find. Just put a small amount of glue up the edge, and that one, and then you need to pop that at the bottom, and just wait for your glue to set. For some reason that one's longer than it should be. Don't matter how well you prep, you can still measure and cut something completely wrong. So put your gusset back in. Pop your glue along there. Someone was asking me the other day about glue, and I do prefer the sticks to glue, but because of the arthritis I can't squeeze it properly, so I just decant it into an old, I can't remember what it is, the label's rubbed off, so it's the best glue, but I put it into a different holder. So pop that on there, just a little bit away from the gusset there, just so it doesn't catch when you're folding. And squish that down, and then if you turn it over, and again a little bit of glue down both edges, and fold it up. A bit too much glue there, just squidge it out everywhere. So now that makes a sealed page. So you've got your 2 single pages, your double page there, and in there you can put a photo mat, whoops, to pull out, and then you've got your pockets there and there. Okay, So that is one fin that goes, your hinge will go in there. So we need to make the other 4 exactly the same. So you go to where your cut line is and fold it back on itself. Line up and burnish the scoring. Then you fold this back on itself, line it up and burnish the score line, and the same for that one. Line it up and burnish on the score line. So again, it's stood up like that, and we need to get our pocket. So I'll get my ball tool and score it 2 inches. I've cut all these too wide. Yeah. So we're scoring on the shorter side. So, and then you fold them over and burnish them down. Whoops. So just make sure you burnish both the edges of the gusset. And then score at 2 inches and 2 1/8. Fold it over, burnish, and burnish again. 1 2 3. Score at 2 and 2 1/8, just so you've got that little gusset to enable you to put your photo mats, journaling, whatever, in the pocket in the middle. So again, we take our page and it's going to go on this side, which I have cut them all too small. At least if you cut them too big, it's easy to trim them down. If you cut them too small, you have to start again. No idea what I did then. So you get like that, your page, and you put your glue along the edge, top and bottom. Line that up and burnish it down. Then if you flip it over, you can pop your glue again up that side and glue up that side there. And again, I tend to leave about 1/8 of an inch gap near the fold, just so it doesn't interfere with this page or anything. So there's fin 2. So the third one, that's where your opening is. Make sure it's on the line and burnish the score line. Then fold this page back, line it up, again, burnish, and burnish that one. So again, you've got your T shape. Pop your glue up one side like that, and the bottom. Then again, line it up with the edge of the page, so it's just a little bit away from there. Burnish your glue down, flip it over, pop your glue along the other side, like that, and again just line it up. Too much glue squidges out the edge. So again, you've got your 2 single pages, your double pages with your pockets, and a place for some more photo mats. So on to the last one. You've got your cut apart, you fold it back on itself, and just burnish it. Fold it over the opposite way and burnish that one, and then again. So again, it gives you your T shape. You glue up the edge, top and bottom. Line it up, oozy glue out. It's a good job I don't mind gooey fingers, because I tend to get them quite a lot. Fold it up and burnish that down. So that's your 4th fin for your book. Okay, so there's your 4 fins to go in your book. Just catch up on the reading, because I can't read and craft at the same time. Scoreboard, that is a really good scoreboard, and I like the fact that you can fold it down so it's not, I've still not found my perfect cutter scorer. I have to have different tools for different things. So yeah, it is quite a good one, that. Nicole, yes, these pages, yeah, there are different ways that you can use that. And just because I tidied up earlier and they're not to hand, I've actually done it with A4 paper for the, well, UK A4, or if you get your card from America, it's letter size, which I think is 8.5 by 11.25, so it's a bit fatter than our A4 and a bit longer. But if you're just folding it exactly in half, it should still work with that. So next week I will show you the 2 different ones, and obviously if you do 8 by 8 papers, you will get it, but it will only be about 4 inches big. So it depends what you've got, or how many photos you want to put in, or who the book is for if you're giving it away. So now let's do our hinge. So So the hinge is going to be, I'm going to do it, it should be 6 inches. I'm going to do it at 5 7/8. Just to give that little wiggle room top and bottom. Okay. So right, for your hinge, you need to score at 2 inches, 2 1/4, 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 3 3/4, 4 1/4, 4 3/4, 5 1/4, 5 3/4, 6 1/4, 6 3/4, 7 1/4, 7 3/4, and 8. And I'll probably cut the last 2 inches off. So I'll just see if this comes through. Just drawing your hinges so you can see them. If I leave this in the scoreboard, I can actually just go down the score lines as well, which makes it easier. Now what I've done, I've put a 1/4 inch gap at each end, and that's just so when you're lining it up with your spine, it makes it that little bit easier for you. Just cut this off, don't need the extra. So we don't actually need to score on that first line because that's just a guide for the edge of your spine. So we're folding on the second line, and again just burnish that down. Then we do a mounting fold and a valley fold. Make sure it lines up and burnish down. And then the next one is another valley fold, because that's going to be your flat bit. So this is going to be your hinge. Line it up, burnish your hinge, and then your mounting fold the other way. Sure, you're all really good at doing these hinges by now. You probably don't even need to watch me doing this bit. So there's your first 2 hinges. So again, you fold that, you line it up, score it down, and then you're folding it the opposite way. So fold it that way, make sure it's all lined up, and then fold it back the other way. And again, we don't need to score on that first line, but we just score on that one. Okay. So your hinge, whoops, just can't get hold of it, will look like that, but your spine will line up with these. Now what I tend to do, turn your card over, there it is. I will put some tape on all of the hinges, don't know what you want to call them. And that will hold it in place until your glue sets. So you take your tape off. Pop your glue on. Fold it over and give it a good burnish. On to your next one. Has anybody got a surefire way of getting the backing off the tape? Because I struggle sometimes. Fold that over and burnish it down. Okay. Just to prove me wrong, it worked first time then. Fold your hinge over and burnish it down. Okay. Pop your glue on there. Fold your hinge over, splodge your glue out and burnish it. Then if you turn it over and just make sure your hinges work both ways. But if you look where those two score lines are now, when you're putting your book together, that's cut too wide. That should only be 2 inches wide. See? This is what happens when you think you're all prepared. So, when you're lining it up, your score lines just go to the edge there, so that you know that you've got it right. Just makes it that little bit easier. Okay, so there's your hinges. And what I'll do now, so I don't forget, is just miter the corners off. It's easier to do that now before you actually stick it to your spine, because you can fold it back and get a, you're not trying to do it against, ooh, against the hinge. So all those, pop them in there. So your spine is ready to go in to your book when you do that. So you'll have your two covers, whoops, your spine for the middle, your hinges, and your 4 fins to go on each of your hinges. Okay, so just put those to one side. And what we can do is just cut up the pockets for the front and back covers. Now, because your book is 6 inches wide, your pages are 6 inches, do your pocket, so if you cut it at 7 inches along, by 3.5, okay, and then score on the 3.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. And on the long side at 1/2 inch and 6.5 inches. Miter those corners. Oops. And then just fold those in and burnish. And burnish again. Okay, so you don't need to see me make 2 of them. That's your pocket to go either on the inside front or the inside back cover. So you just need 2 of those. And then next week we can look at the decorating and adding the flips and flaps on. Oh, Nikki, pricker. Oh, is that for getting the back off the tape? Wondered what that was then. Pokey tool, yeah. The distance between the first fold and the non-score line. So it's 1/4 inch between the fold and this score line that we just scored and didn't do anything with it. Just so it makes it easier to line up with your spine. So that'll line up with your spine, and then these wings here will attach to the front and back. So just eyeball it for now. So it'll line up with your spine once they sit down, and then you've got enough to stick those down on the front and back and stick that on there. Okay, is there any other questions I can answer, but not lottery numbers because I'm rubbish at that? Just having a quick read. Nicole, you do your hinges a different way. Oh, that'd be interesting. I find if I'm burnishing them and folding them, rather than just line them up with that bit, I'll line it up with the whole of it, because it's easier to, if it's out just a little bit here, it's easier to see it further along. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how you do your hinges. So that seems like a really nice place to stop. And then next week we'll get started on the pages, and do the pockets and the flaps and the flips and all the rest of it. So we'll do the first fin. So that's the 2 single pages, and then the double page with the 2 pockets in. So we'll start decorating that next week, and we'll see what else we can do. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and hopefully see you all next week. Take care. Bye.